Hello there everybody, Sam'sTrains here, and I am frozen in position. Yes, the weather is so cold up here in the loft. Oh, I moved a little bit that I have frozen, but hopefully, oh there we go, it is all good. Welcome back to Sam'sTrains Live, not on a Friday for I think the first time in a long time, but on a Wednesday for the first time in forever. And the reason for that is this last weekend just gone, the massive Warley exhibition at Birmingham took place, and me and Chloe were there and we filmed a huge video. And I'm spending basically all of this week working on the video, so to give me more time to get that edited, I'm doing this stream today on Wednesday, and the big Warley video is going to be coming on Friday, so stay tuned for that. I've worked really hard on it, and hopefully it will be informative and enjoyable for you. And if you're a member of Sam'sTrains, if you're an engineer or higher, you'll get early access to that tomorrow. It should be ready for you for then. So, welcome to the Wednesday stream. How is everybody doing? I've got a lot to show you today. I'm going to be obviously showing you what I got from the Warley exhibition. Very exciting. More on that in just a moment. I've got live trains. I've got some bonus footage from Warley, so I'm going to be showing you some of that, some of the clips that I didn't include in the main Warley video that's still to come. I'm also going to be taking your requests, so get those in and we'll get those done as we go. And I'm also going to be showing off your artwork for the Wall of Train. So if you would like to support the channel and send in a request, they are £5 or the equivalent, and you can do that via the super chat down in the corner of the chat, and include in your super chat message whichever loco and rolling stock you'd like to see, and I'll run that for you. First come, first served, and if you want to get them in early before the streams, that's fine as well. I know Williamtown did that, so thank you very much. For today's most creative request challenge, I'm going to let you choose what you get. So I'm going to show you 3 wagons in a moment when I start unboxing what I got from Warley, and whoever I pick as the most creative requester will be able to choose from the models that I'm offering. So just a bit of something different there. Let's do some shout outs though. How is everybody doing? Good evening. Had a lovely request here from Kelly Ashford, who wants to see Earlstoke Manor, BR Maroon coaches and a 47 at the back, rail tour style. Sure, Kelly, thank you so much. And Terence Priestley wants to see anything O-gauge. Sure thing, Terence, I'll do that. Thank you so much for the support. And Co-Captain Blues Gaming says, can we please see an ambulance train for Beaglington on Sea? Yes, I did hear about that. I shouldn't laugh. They banged their head at work. And yeah, I hope that they're feeling better soon. So Beaglington, I guess that's what we're going to do for you. Hopefully you won't require any real ambulance trains, but a model one will be on the way soon for you. Gelware George says, I was at Warley, never saw you. Yeah, I've had that a lot. Having said that, I met a lot of people at Warley. Hundreds and hundreds of people came to say hi, and it was amazing. It really was wonderful. So many people, from little toddlers to old men who are over 80 years old. Is that offensive? I don't know. But yeah, everybody and anybody came to say hi, and it was just amazing to put names to faces, and then they'd say their usernames and I'd recognise them, and I'd be like, oh, it's you, that's what you look like. You've been commenting for nearly 10 years. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, hello, AD Pullen, nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Lucas's Trains, Chris McIntyre, didn't see you at Warley. Hope you had a nice time. Yes, you too, and likewise anybody else. I was looking for you, but if we missed each other, I hope you had a nice time anyway. Standus Trains, hello to you too. Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, thank you so much. Another hush hush request. You want to see that with Pullmans at a slow pace, with the J50 giving a push. I can totally do that, no problem. Adam Rushton's in the chat. I was at Warley and I met you. Yes, you did. We saw a lot of Adam at Warley, and he was even in a Sam'sTrains shirt, and I got you in the video, Adam. Yep, you are in the video, so we'll see you on Friday in the video. And I've noticed some people saying, you know, I don't live anywhere near Warley, so I wasn't able to go to the exhibition, which was in Birmingham. And that's why me and Chloe put so much effort into the video for you. So if you missed it, don't worry. Friday night, 5:30 p.m, Sam's Trains. I got the full video, which covers all of the major manufacturers and their announcements and the model developments and everything of interest. So that's one for you. And yeah, we did it for you as well, so that nobody has to miss out. And I know some people didn't go because of how expensive it is, and I honestly agree. Cost Chloe and I nearly £80 to go to Warley this time for the weekend ticket, which is £10 more than it cost us last year. So it's a fortune. It really is a fortune. And then 20 quid for the car park, a lot more money than you'd normally pay for food. So it is perfectly understandable if people didn't get to go. Anyway, I'll show you what I bought in just a few minutes. But first, let's have some requests. We've got Einar Bowler, who wanted to see Duck with some balancing wagons. Not had the balancing stuff requested for a while, so that's awesome. Jason Biggs 4720 wanted to see a wildlife train with lion, tiger and the birdcage coaches. Unfortunately, the tiger does not have compatible couplings with the rest of the stuff, so I've just got the Rapido lion and the bird cages on. Hopefully that's okay. And then Caleb Char wanted to see the Backman Salty with some ocean wagons and Toad at the back. Again, unfortunately, I don't own a Salty. That's one of the few Thomas characters that I actually don't have. So I've put in the next best thing. Well, I'm not saying that Mavis is any worse than Salty, but the closest thing, perhaps I should say, which is Mavis. So let's see how we get on. And hopefully we won't have any issues today on the Warley special. Hopefully not. Beaglington on C, thank you so much. You'd like to see the big boy. If coupling incompatible, use elastic band. Okay, we'll have to see how that goes. Egg vans, Christmas wagon, Coca-Cola, the Lomac, 4 brake vans, and Ian Clarabelle. All right, Biglington, we'll give that a go. Thank you so much for your support. Here comes Duck with the balancing train, which seems to be behaving itself. And I think we might get all of the trains converging behind the bookcase, which will be interesting. Yep, there we go. Mavis and Lion's not far behind. Yeah, there she is. Crikey. Please don't derail now, anybody. That white cable's getting dreadfully close to Toad. Either way, never mind. There's Duck. Just keeping an eye on Duck, making sure his balancing wagons don't come off the track. A little bit concerning on live stream. Obviously, unorthodox rolling stock like that, you never quite know, do you? But yeah, it seems alright. So there we go. I'm just going to write down a few more of these requests. So thank you to William Town. I saw yours just before the stream, which is a smart thing to do because obviously then you guarantee yourself a slot on the stream. Right, so yeah, it was Kelly with the Manor. What sort of coaches did she want? BR Maroon coaches, yeah, I got some of those. And a 47 at the back. Yeah, we can do that. And Terence wants O-gauge, so we can do that separately. And then co-captain wants the ambulance for Beaglington. Oh dear. Hope you're alright, Beaglington, though. That's, yeah, not a nice thing. It's the worst thing banging your head, isn't it? Especially when you've got to work. Yeah, it's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? But still, hopefully he's alright. Anyway, shall we move on? All the trains have disappeared. Oh no, there's Duck. Yes, we should move on. And I'll talk a little bit about what I got from Warley. So, let's bring everybody to a halt. Thank you, Duckling. Excellent work. And also Mavis. And while we wait for Lion, which hopefully is still on its way, I've not seen it for a second or two, I'll pop Duck's balancing train off, unless someone else wants to request it. Not normally though. That was the original run of balancing freight wagons, which had the old style couplings. And because I've not dealt with those old couplings for so long, I saw those and thought, blimey, that's strange. Yeah, they really are strange. Of course, now the latest balancing stuff has got static bar couplings, which are a little bit simpler. But yeah, that's what the old one had. Right, let's whip the Lion off, because frankly I'm frightened of accidentally clouting Lion with one of my shoes or feet. So yeah, she's out the way, nice and safe. Right, so what did I get at Warley, and what am I offering up for the most creative request of today? Well, kind of like last time at Warley, I really didn't buy an awful lot. There was one or two bits that I did pick up, but most of the stuff I'm going to show you today, just to make up the stream really, so I've got something to show you, is stuff that I bought around the time of Warley. So yeah, cheating a little bit, but Black Friday stuff, that kind of thing, it's all in here. The first things I'll show you though are the wagons that are on offer today. So if I pick you as the most creative request, this is what you've got to choose from. Basically, I bought 3 Oxford wagons for £25, and that's a pretty damn good deal when you see what we got. So the first option you got is Ricket. It says £12 on there. I got it for less than 10, obviously. Chloe picked that one, so thank you, Chloe. That's a good choice. Ricket there. The second one is my favourite, the NBR open wagon, which is really tiny and cute. I love that one, so that's another option for you. And then the third option, and this one's worth the most, is the brake van. Now if you think about that, it's like less than £10 for this brake van in a world where you can spend sort of £30 or £40 on a brake van. Yeah, that's crazy. So that would be my recommendation, but you can pick from any of those 3 if I choose you as the most creative request. ECD Railroad, thank you so much. Do you have a Great Western 5600? Yes. And an L1, yes, the L and the R1 short. Double head them with some teaks, I can do that, no problem. Thank you, ECD Railroad. And Sodor Dan Deman, lovely to see you again. Rocket, 3 egg vans, Lion. How are we going to do that with the couplings? I might have to modify this a little bit. 3 ocean wagons, an intercity non-powered on the end. Beginning of rail history to recent history. Did you get my email? No, I was looking for that earlier when you mentioned it in the chat. Not seen an email from you, but I will double check. Thank you for emailing me if you did. Right, so they did come from Warley. This came from a different sale. It's a Bachmann B1. I don't know now exactly what I paid for it, but I do know that it was discounted quite considerably, and I bought this because I'm interested to know whether Bachmann have done lots of upgrades on this, because the full price for sure is very, very expensive. So yeah, I'm just curious to see what the latest B1 is like, and I'll be reviewing that at some point. Probably not this year now, but certainly at some point. I also decided it was time that I reviewed another Hornby Ruston 48 diesel shunter. So I got one of those. I just really liked the look of this livery. Shall I give you a little peek? Ooh, it's a tight one. Can you see it? Oh, here we go. The photo on the front of the box doesn't look anything like it. But there you go. Can you see that, Jim? Yeah, the camera's not really doing it justice actually in terms of the colour, but yeah, it's a really nice colour anyway. Quite a brightish green, which I like a lot. So yeah, we got that. I guess the big box is this. Always wanted to try one of these. Again, this didn't come from Warley, but these were 200 odd quid, something like that. I paid just over 100, I think, for this. So it was dramatically discounted to the point where I decided I could justify giving it a try. And don't get me wrong, this is a high-spec crane. It's got a lot of detail on it. And yeah, all of this will be reviewed one day on the channel. So I've got that ready to go. Let's put that somewhere safe where I won't knock it flying. Okay, and what is next? Got this. Goodness knows what this is going to be like. Hornby wagon. It is a pallet van. There you go, in the Shell Star livery. Gotta say, doesn't look great. It was quite cheap. It was only about 20 quid, something like that, but it's got the old style couplings on it. Don't know if I'm going to enjoy that, but I'm trying to cover more of Hornby's catalogue of rolling stock. And then something that I'm going to cover on one of these live streams is this. It's the new tooled EFE Rail LSWR van. Very expensive, priced comparably with other manufacturers of high-spec vans. So I'm going to be expecting the same sort of result from this. No idea what it's like at the moment, but I'm going to find out on one of these streams, maybe next week. So there you go. If you know what those are like, don't spoil the surprise. Now, next up I got something really interesting, because I was at Warley and somebody came up to me with a carrier bag and said, I bought you and your viewers a present. I don't know who he was. He did leave this card, which I guess might explain what's in here, but I don't even know if I was supposed to wait until Christmas, but I thought I would wait at least until the stream, so let's have a look, see who this is from. Follow the star. Nice little card. Well, I don't know. I'm not actually sure what that says. Is that John? Joe? I'm not sure. So it's a mystery. It is a mystery, but bless you so much. It was a real surprise. I was quite taken aback, really, when somebody just presented me with this, but it's mightily generous. I don't know what it is. It might not be anything train related at all, for all I know. Complete mystery, but yeah, let's open it up and let's see. This is crazily exciting. I can see Chinese or Japanese writing on this, and yes, it does look like it could be something train related. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. I was expecting chocolates or something. This is crazy. Thank you so, so much. So it's Atomic's N-scale train set by the looks of it. We've got a diesel loco in there. Can you see that? Well, I guess the big picture on the box is the best. In terms of the features, I'm not too sure, but this is insane. Thank you so, so much. So this is something I did not know that I was going to have, but this is now another N-scale train set that I can review. So how awesome is that? Bless you, whoever you were, and thank you for the card and this kind of generosity. I don't know, I'm just taken slightly aback by that, but that is awesome. Red Bear, it says, and I guess when I come to show this on video, it looks brand new. It really does look brand new. I'll have to do some translations on this box so that we can figure out what it says. But that is awesome. Bless you for that. That is crazy. I've certainly never had anything like that happen to me before. It's unbelievable. And speaking of generosity, my mate Jack, who you've probably seen on the channel before, has very, very kindly lent me a couple of his N-gauge models to have a look at on the channel. So we've got the Dapol N-gauge Pacer, which he says is pretty decent. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, thank you very much, Jack, for this. I'm looking forward to giving these a try, and you know, if this pace is good, I might even pick one up for myself because I know the price is good at the moment. But yeah, cheers for that. And then we've got this, the P42. This is a Kato model, and when you talk about N-gauge, it's never very long before people start to talk about Kato. Apparently they're very, very good, so I'm eager to try that. So yeah, these are not mine. I'll be sending these back to Jack, and I'll be doing a bit of a unboxing and an overview of those in the new year. So put those somewhere where they'll be safe. And what's this? Ah, it was John. Yes, I won't show this because it's got his address on it, but I've just noticed a letter came out of the present. So I will be able to read this. I'll read this off camera. Thank you so much then, John. At least I know who you are now. And yeah, I'll be able to read that off camera. I'll just keep that off the stream for now, just because it does have his address on it. All right, more on N-gauge. It's been a mostly N-gauge affair, this, hasn't it? We got this. Now, I'm slightly annoyed about this because I bought this from Hatton's for 90-something pounds just before Black Friday, which was probably a little bit silly. And then they reduced it by about 20 quid more. And so if I'd have just waited a few more days, I would have got it much cheaper. But you know, I'm pretty happy with the price of that. It's in the beautiful LSWR livery, which looks gorgeous, or excuse me, the SWR, which looks absolutely wonderful. Never tried any of Dapol's N-scale models, so this will be a first. But yeah, now I've got quite a lot to look at in N-scale, so lots and lots to come if you like N-scale. We've got steam, we've got Japanese stuff, we've got diesels, loads and loads of stuff to come, so that's awesome. I also bought this. It's been a long time since I bought one of these ocean wagons, but there you go. Bought this off the chaps that are raising money to restore the large prairie. That's the one, and there'll be more about those guys and what they're up to when I upload the Warley video. I've just noticed something. It's got sprung buffers. What? This is only some of them. Only some of them. But the buffers on that one buffer, that single buffer, is sprung. How strange. None of the others are sprung. It's got one sprung buffer, Well, you know what? It gets a quarter of a point for that. That's quite awesome. But yeah, I bought that because I wanted to support them. So they are going to be in my main Warley video. And then another wagon from yet a different scale. So we've got 3 different scales going on here. This, a TT wagon, produced by Pico. Not many people have been talking about this, but yeah, you're not just limited to Hornby now with the TT wagons, because Pico do one. So I'm going to review this, I think, on next week's stream. That's the plan. We'll have a bit of a wagon week, and we'll get this out, set up the TT layout, and see how it works. But it does look good. I think they're UV printed, or at least the chassis looks like it is. This body might be tampo printed, or it might just be a really good UV print, but it wasn't that expensive. But I'll talk more about that next week when we take a proper look at the wagon. So there you go. What do you think about the stuff I got from / around the time of Warley? Do let me know. And I think I've missed a super chat here. Let's have a look at that. GS Railways says, thank you for all you do. Thank you very much. That's really, really generous. I appreciate that. The Earlstoke Manor Thunder, that is exactly what I was trying to think of, Timber Valley Productions. And it was Timber Valley that actually sold the Ocean Wagon to me, and it was lovely to chat with you. Right, let's see. More TT, excellent, says Greg McDonald. Absolutely. It's been a while since I've done something new with TT, so that's a good thing to fill the gaps, I think, a little bit. J&W Studios, there's a shout out to you. Glad you like the wagons, Adam, thanks. Peter Ruxinus, nice, thank you very much. David Mattox, thank you very much. Instead of a request, can you suggest what sort of flat wagons can hold a Rapido J70 and a Hornby Percy? Asking for photographic purposes. Do you mean both at the same time? Surely not. A Rapido J70, I would guess. Let's go in and have a look. I would guess maybe the Laureate. Depends with or without the couplings. I would say without the couplings, the Laureate certainly. Let's have a look. In terms of both, you'd have to get something like a car transporter or something like that. But the J70 should fit a Laureate, I think. Whoa. Are we in? Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for a better fit than that, can you? So yeah, I think even with the couplings, actually, the Laureate is a good choice. And Percy, I believe, would also fit on there. So let's just find one. A Percy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Percy will fit on there as well. So yeah, a couple of Laureates. Yeah, Percy's going to fit fine on there. I would have said you would struggle to find a better fit than that. And the Laureate's also like a well type wagon, so it's quite low down to the ground. So yeah, that would be what I suggest, I would say. All right, what else have we got? We got another Frozen Me. Well, that's okay, because I'll go and put Percy back. Co-Captain Blue says, can I please see a giant cabbage on top of several flatbeds spread out across 2 lines? That may not be possible. I'm not sure that I have a cabbage. It's not something that we use in our household. So yeah, I might not be able to achieve that, unfortunately. But thank you so much for the support. I'll try and do something crazy for you at least. And Caleb, can you please run the Dapol D-Class, pulling any blue 4-wheel coach, any yellow 4-wheel box van, and the red Hornby 20-ton Warner brake van? I sure can. Thank you very, very much, Caleb. And Hendrik, I just saw another one from you come through as well. Right. So, Warley video on Friday, but I do have some clips left over that I haven't put into that Warley video. So now for your enjoyment are some of the deleted scenes from the Warley video that you've not seen yet, which is a bit confusing. But here we go, it's just a little bit of a taster for you. Thank you, Sam's Trains Live. I'm coming at you bright and early from the NEC in Birmingham, which is where Warley is taking place this year. So let's head inside and take a look. Here we've got a look at the Acura Scale Class 66s, which of course used to be the Hattons Class 66, but they've been upgraded and improved, which is awesome to see. Speaking of Hattons, here is one of their new P-Class locomotives. This one has never been released before, and we've got a decorated sample of it here in a new SECR green. Very exciting. They've also got the latest Genesis samples on display in some liveries that, again, I don't think I've seen in the flesh before, which is great. And finally, from Hatton's, we've got their Warley wagons. These are the latest samples from the new batch, which are cheaper than ever before, and they look fantastic. Here we are at the Dapol stand to look at their Black Label Great Western Inspection Saloon, which seems to have an incredible amount of interior detail. So when they say Black Label, that means high spec and high detail, and you can really tell as well. They've also got some of their Hunslets on display in O-gauge, which look absolutely wonderful. It's a historical Dapol layout with models built by hand and also kit builds. I've got some info on Ellis Clark's Black 5 to put into the main Warley video, but just as a bonus clip, here's a look at the underframe of the Tender, where there's an awful lot of detail, so that is great to see. In terms of layouts, we really didn't have that much time to look at a lot of them, but here's a great one in N scale. Look at all the snow here, just absolutely beautiful. This was called Moore's View, and they did a great job. Here we are at the Hornby magazine stand, and they have this incredible TT layout set up. This is probably, well, it's got to be one of the largest TT layouts there is. And they've got some awesome locos running around too, including some fresh looking samples, just like on the Hornby stand really. So.
I did think, you know, when people come to talk to us, Sam's not going to bite into the hugest chunk of pineapple, but no, there was three people stood just here talking to us, and while they're talking to Sam, he just bites into a massive chunk of pineapple. It goes all down. I can't
bite through it, and all the juice comes
stuck in his teeth.
I can't get that out.
He was picking the pips out of his teeth. It was dripping down his face.
It really was. It was dripping down.
And there was so much to see from Rapido this year that I couldn't cram it all into the video this time. So here's a look at their Y7 locos, which I have talked about in the news before, but here they were in person, looking absolutely wonderful and even running as well, which is great to see. And Rapido, man, the guys are crazy. Even in the toilets in front of the urinals, it's all Rapido adverts, most of them with some sort of innuendo as well, which gave me a good snigger at the toilets. So there you go, that's some bonus content from Warley. Please do tune in on Friday night at 5:30 PM for the full video, which I've worked really hard on. I'm super happy with it. Okay, let's go back live. So there you go, just a few little early clips of Warley, lots more of that to come on Friday's video. Right, let's do some more shout outs then, and then I reckon I'll get some more trains up and running. What, some pineapple juice, Sam? Yes, that pineapple, damn, it was hard to eat, I'll give you that. Every other piece in that pot was perfectly soft and edible, but that first piece that I tried to eat while someone was talking to me would not break. I could not bite through it, and instead it just juiced all over me and dribbled out of my mouth, and it was very embarrassing. And to Owen, who was talking to me at the time, I apologise if you're seeing this. Right, anyway, Spencer James McKibben, there's a shout out to you. Mayo Hosco, lovely to see you. That's another familiar face. All hail the pineapple juice at J&W Studios, yes. Oh, there's a shout out for Joe Bond as well. Ryan Tune, thank you, I'm glad you liked it. Great Game Friends SK, how are you today, Sam? Shout out please, no problem, I'm fine, I hope you're okay as well. Noah Roberts, there's a shout out to you. David Molin says, Warley looked really packed. One day I guess you didn't finish it. It was quite packed, yes. Although on the second day, the Sunday, it was much quieter. So now that I've said this, it probably changed next year. But if you want to go on a quieter day, then the Sunday is probably your best option. Anyway, let's have some more trains running. We have William Town, who wanted to see both the Hornby and the Bachman Gordon double heading. For some reason, as they go along, they've got to shout, where's the lamb sauce? So they will do that, but let's just get them going for now. Then Kelly Ashford wanted to see the Manor with some BR Maroon coaches and a Class 47 banking helping them out. There we go. And then Co-Captain Blues Gaming wanted to see the ambulance train for Beaglington on Sea, who's got a sore head at the moment. So there you go. Hopefully those are okay for everybody. Now, Gordons, where are they? Here they are. Where's the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce? There we go. Is that what you wanted? I don't get the reference, but then again, I'm not an expert. Is that an episode reference? Does Gordon look for lamb sauce with a clone of himself? I feel like that's unlikely, but nothing's impossible in the world of Thomas. Nothing at all. Here we go. We got the mana with the 47. Always a bit of a concern with the top and tail link, but this does seem to be working okay, which is quite fortunate. I'm probably going to regret saying that now, but hopefully not. Where is everything? There goes Gordon's, both of them, off into the distance. Where's the lamb sauce? I'll have a look at the chat, see if I can ascertain what this is a reference to. If anything, it might just be some bonkersness. I don't know. It's a reference to Gordon Ramsay. Ah, that would explain it. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Nice work. Steam guy, change the cabbage on the train to a pineapple. Yeah, I think pineapples is something that are going to haunt me now forever. Crikey. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to write down another request so that I can do later on. Train Boy, I'm not able to do entire videos based on these requests, but I did see your request from last week, and I have got a few of the Thomas and Friends characters doing a bit of shunting for you. That's coming up later in the stream. Thank you so much, Carrie Econen. He says, happy to finally see and send a super chat. Thoughts on future model railways? I'd like a daylight / big boy plus a US diesel plus US passenger cars. I will do my best. Thank you very much. Thoughts on the future of model railways? Well, from where I'm sitting, it's looking pretty bright, although there is an awful lot of manufacturers sort of fighting for your cash, and it seems to me that while prices continue to rise, some of them will have to drop off the end because there isn't enough money to go around to support everybody. So yeah, I think there are concerns, but generally, you know, is the hobby going to be gone in 10 years' time? No, I don't think so, or at least I hope not. But yeah, I think some of the more expensive manufacturers that perhaps don't quite offer the same value as your Rapidos and your, I suppose, Acura scale. Who else has good value? When Hornby get it right, they're pretty good value because at least they give you what you pay for. Oxford Rail, we've heard a bit of a resurgence from Oxford Rail recently. They are coming back with a vengeance. So yeah, there are manufacturers that offer good value, and I think to those, I don't think they have anything much to worry about. All right. Let's see. XRCon 42 wants to see the Garrett with all the ocean wagons. I probably won't be able to do all of them because there's a lot of those, but I can do that for you. Plus oceans, yeah, that's fine. With an LMS brake. Yeah, no problem. All right, well, speaking of brakes, I'm going to stop everything at the front, and then I will set up the next round, and we'll run some more trains. And I've also got a load of requests left over from last week, which I've filmed, and I'll show you those later on. And unfortunately, there is another diabolical explosion among those, which had me screaming for mercy, I suppose. So stay tuned for that if you like. Let's just wait for the others to come round. In fact, let's not bother going for a break again. Let's whip these off, and I'll set up what I need to right now, and then I don't have to break. So there goes the mana. This is another one that I want to be careful with because it's quite a fragile one. So I think while we wait for the final train to come in, I'll pop that back on the shelf. I don't think I mentioned what the loco was pulling the hospital train. Probably a lot of you will recognise it. Whoops. But yeah, it's the Oxford N7. I always get the N2 and the N7 mixed up, but yeah, it's the Oxford N7, isn't it? Hornby N2. Yeah, if I got those backwards, let me know. Hopefully not. Usually I do though. Okay, and the ambulance train can come off as well, I believe. And the N7. The loco wasn't specified for this request, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick an early one. World War II World War I even, sort of era. And so I went with one of my neglected favourites. So there you have it. Right, so what's on this week's Chinese takeaway order form of model trains? Let's find out. Right, first up we have Hendrik again with the W1 Pullmans and the J50 at the back helping out. And I've got to do this one at a slow pace apparently, so that's fine. Here comes the Hush Hush. Last week, during the videotape section, I decided to try using my Hornby railer to put this stuff on the track, thinking it would be faster. I can actually honestly say it is faster now, after all these years, for me to just do it by hand than it is to use a Hornby railer. Yeah, I was having real trouble doing it quickly with that. So I just thought that's quite interesting, isn't it? It's supposed to make it a lot easier and simpler to put things on the track, and it is. You know, if you've got an issue putting something onto the track, the re-railer makes it easier. But yeah, for me going fast, it really is faster for me to just do that. See, with one hand, just get the bogies on. You can just kind of feel for it. You put the tips of your fingers on the sleepers and then just chuck the wheels on. I think it's just something that you just learn to do, don't you, over time. But there you go. And then we need the J50 to put at the back. And yeah, that's a slow loco, that. So I'm glad that we're doing this request slowly. Otherwise, I think we'd probably get some derailments. Notice I'm only putting a few Pullmans on as well, so that there's not too much of a long train being pulled. Hendrik Motorsports Fan 5 also wants to see the big boy pulling the atrocious 1361, the Tart class, interesting, and Martinson's Mogul on top of flat cars with a caboose or brake van. Interesting, thank you so much. The only one that I might not be able to do is Martinson's Mogul. I don't know whether I've still got that. I might have chucked that, I'm not sure. I think it's certainly a dead loss either way. I'll have to double check in my junk box, see if it's still in there. Right, now this is an interesting one. We need the L1, two very obscure locos. I don't think either of these are picked very often, but we need the L1 and the 5600. Just trying to spot my good 5600 because I've got a bad one. Which is an old Bachmann one, which is, no, it's not even Bachmann, is it? It's mainline, and that one's no good at all. But I found the later Bachmann one, which is the one I want. So here we go. Let's put that on. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, that's number 5601. Is that the first of the class then? Yeah, interesting. And then what do we need? We need the L1. Yes, that's the Thompson loco, isn't it? And that's got no coupling on its front, so that will have to lead the train. I think that's where I would have put it anyway, because it's quite a speedy loco, that. So there we go. What does that need to haul? That needs some teaks, so we can do that. So basically, this is what I'm doing normally during the break, or when the videos are playing. So this is what I was doing when those Warley clips were playing, except obviously I wasn't talking it through like a madman. I was just racing along trying to get it done. But there we go, some teaks, that should be nice. Not too many coaches in the interest of time, but enough to haul a good number of passengers. And then for the last one, we're going to need a load of ocean wagons putting back on, and I've already got these sorted, although I do need a different brake van, I believe, but that's fine. So let's put these on. Yeah, sorry there isn't time to put the whole rake of ocean wagons on. A lot of people have been asking for rakes of brake vans, actually. So I guess we've invented that as a concept now. I don't think in real life you would get very many rakes of brake vans running past, would you? Unless I suppose one depot is transferring a load of brake vans, maybe. I don't think I've ever seen it happen. And yeah, we need an LMS brake at the back of this train and then the Garrett at the front. So that ought to be pretty interesting. I always have to wonder to myself whether that Garrett is going to still be working every time I put it onto the track, because it is, mechanically at least, virtually unserviceable. I've never seen the motor in my Helgen Garrett, never seen it, because I never dared dismantle it. Fortunately also there's never been a problem, so I haven't needed to dismantle it, but yeah, quite how you are supposed to get access to the innards, I'm not sure, because there are no screws or anything. It is all sort of clipped together by the looks of things. So hopefully it will never go wrong, which is probably not very likely, but you never know. Okay. Now this one probably would have been better with the Hornby re-railer, because it's a lot of different wheels, and it's not helping that I've got this stuff on the track on the middle line here, because that's getting right under my fingers. But I think we might be on there. Is that right? And it works. Crikey. Okay. So we'll see how that gets on with the rolling stock in just a moment. For now though, I think I've neglected you lot a little bit, haven't I? So let's come on and I'll have a sit down and we'll do a little chat. So thank you to everyone for the requests so far. Keep them coming in. If you pick the most creative request or the best request of the day, you can pick between this brake van, which I'll post to you for free. That's the best one. That's the most expensive. Then we've got the NB open wagon, which I'll be upset if you pick, because I want to keep that one. But if you pick it, it's yours. And then we've got Ricket, which is a larger wagon here, with, I think it's a 7-plank actually, with a nice bright livery. So there you go. I'll pick the best request at the end, so you've still got a little bit of time. Right, let's have a sit. Adam Rushton says, say yes if you like pineapple on pizza. Yes, I do like pineapple on pizza. As you can tell, I'm a pineapple kind of guy. It's not my favourite. I, for the first time a couple of years ago, tried pepperoni, which I absolutely love. I was always quite fussy, but pepperoni, yeah, I must say I like that. But Hawaiian, sure. And really, I like your classic margaritas as well. Yeah, I'm a simple man in terms of tastes. But sure, yeah, I'm a pineapple man for pizza, for sure. Mayor Hosco, thank you so much. Run the Sherwood Peckett, pushing the Beelhack snowplow. Blimey, he's not been out for a while. While pushing Genesis coaches, chunks of pineapple inside Arnold Sands trucks and a towed brake. Oh man, is this a meme now? Am I associated with pineapple mishaps? What have I done? We should never have showed the clip, Chloe. Alright, well, I'll try, thank you. XRCon42, by the way, XRCon42, you won last week's challenge and I did not hear from you. So if you contacted me to try and claim last week's wagon, try again, because I looked for your email, I didn't find it. If you don't want it, let me know and I'll give it to somebody else. But yeah, it's yours if you want it. And Train Boy, which model is bigger, the USA Big Boy or the UK Bayer Garrett? Well, it's hard to compare because obviously my Garrett is HO, is 00 scale, and the Big Boy is HO. I would say it's still the Big Boy though. Yeah, I think the Big Boy is still larger. Maybe without its tender, I guess the Garrett might be a bit bigger, but with, you know, the complete thing, tender and all, yeah, the Big Boy is going to be bigger, I would say. Particularly if they were the same scale, yeah, that would be bigger. Right. Okay. Well. Let's do some Wall of Train then, shall we? So, I'm always going to show you an update now on the Wall of Train for every stream. So, for everybody who sent in something last week, yours is up on the wall. So, come back and pause the stream later or have a quick look now. If I showed you a picture last week, it is now up on the wall. So, hopefully you can see yours if you're there. And if you'd like to have a photo or some artwork or a drawing of your own up on the Wall of Train, then just email it to me at samstrains@outlook.com and I'll put it up. But here are some of the new ones. We've got Tom F, who actually took this photo on film. It was a film camera, and my printer has not done this justice because the actual photo that I saw on the screen was incredibly gorgeous. You can tell that it was shot on film, and I reckon it was good enough for him to have, you know, sold prints of. Really, it was that lovely. But you get some idea. A nice shot here of a loco's whistles. So yeah, thank you very much for that. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous picture, Tom. And we've just got a request from, well, a question. No, it didn't. What was that popped up? That's the Train Boy one again. Was it just slow? What was it that popped up? Yeah, it was Train Boy. I guess it was just slow to come through. All right, well, there you go. I answered your question, Train Boy. Matthew D sent in this. There you go. You got Gordon and Henry there. Looks like an older Hornby Gordon there with the lighter colour. So that looks great. Thank you very much, Matthew. Like to see your Steam team. Then we've got Steam Guy who sent in this. This is a lovely picture. It looks nice and warm where they are as well, on a little miniature railway. So thank you so much, Steam Guy. Glad to see you having fun. And I wouldn't mind a go on that thing myself. It looks absolutely awesome, that does. So great work. And then we've got Victor K who sent in this. Looks like a layout in the works. There you go. Nice bit of sort of passing loop here. And some sidings in the top corner. So for a reasonably small space, there's quite a lot going on there, which is cool. And then we've got this from Louis D, who's been to the NRM. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Is that Scotsman there? Looks great, doesn't it, in that livery? Absolutely fantastic. So that's Louis D. And then, whoop, I've frozen again. Oh my gosh. Let's just fix that briefly. Deactivate and reactivate. Don't know why it's been doing that. It did that on the first stream of this series, didn't it? And then it's not done it since, and now it's doing it constantly. Anyway, George sent in this, a loco next to a car. George Botterini, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Teaching class now, have to watch the replay. Sorry, no problem, George. Thank you for your service in educating the young there, and thank you for your support. Right, let's run some more trains, and thank you, should have said thank you for the Wall of Fame stuff as well. Lovely to see what you guys have been up to. Okay, so here are the requests that I set up. We've got Hendrik, who wanted the W1 with some Pullmans, and the J50 at the back, going slow and steady, which is the way I like to roll. So let's try that. That looks pretty slow. Nice work. And then we have ECD, who wanted the L1 and the 5600 class with some teaks. So there we go. And then the one I'm a little bit nervous about is XR Kunz Garrett with the LMS coaches. No, LMS coaches? Do they look like LMS coaches? Yeah, perhaps if you're in a fever dream. No, the Ocean Wagons and an LMS brake van. I guess that's what I meant to say. There we go. So, yep, everything up and running. That is great. Right, let's see how it all gets on. We got... Where is everything? It's one of those odd moments where everything evades the cameras. Oh, there we go. We got the first double header going okay. Still can't see where anything else is, though. Oh, there's the Garrett. Ah, yes, there we go. And it looks like the Hush Hush train has come to a premature halt. That's not good. Now the Hush Hush I know is okay because I gave that a service this morning. Don't know, something's not right about that. I gave it a nudge and it was okay again. Have I just got it running too slowly? Too slowly? Something's not happy there. I heard something clunk. What was that? Can't see anything wrong though. Is this camera frozen? That could explain why I can't see anything on it. How annoying. Anyway, Hush Hush is about to go underneath the bookcase, so we'll see how that goes, and I'll try reactivating this. I've just not really noticed that before. Is that refreshing now? Yeah, I can see the pixels moving, so hopefully that's okay. Right, keep an eye on that Hush Hush. Oh, perspective makes it look like it was going to get tangled on that cable then, but it didn't. Alright, nice work. I think we got away with it, folks. We certainly did. Got away with it somehow. Right, I'll leave you to watch some of those for a little while. Let's have a look. So we have Sideways 66779. I did miss this one. Who wants to see the 68? Yep, in the TransPennine livery. Yeah, that's fine. And Intercity coaches. Yep, I can do that. I'll give that a try. Thank you very much, Sideways. Co-Captain Blue, there's a few of these requests that are complicated, which I'll have to save for next week. So if I've missed you out, don't worry. I will sort that out. And then Caleb, this is a complicated one. Let's see if we can do this. So we've got the D-Class. Who wants any blue four-wheel coach? I think you guys are going to have to answer this one. Do I have a blue four-wheel coach? Yeah, I think I do, don't I? One of those Caledonian liveried ones, not one of the latest ones anyway. A four-wheel box van. Yellow. Yeah, I think I've got a Weetabix one which will be yellow. And the red and the LSWR van, which I have got. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's refresh this and have another look. See what else we can do here. Right, it was gosh, we've got a lot today. Thank you so much, folks. Let's do J&W Studios. Who wants to see the 1P? That's a lovely one. Yeah, that's the Johnson 1P. If it was on a mainline rail tour. He says, I know it's not the best, sorry. No, that's okay. Does that mean it's got to have a diesel on the back? Oh, that's sacrilege. We can't have that. Maybe it does, though. Nah, we'll run it on its own with some coaches. All right, thank you, J&W. And with that, folks, I'm going to send you over to some of last week's requests, which are still outstanding. So here they come. Hope you enjoy them. Up first, we have a request from Mega Train Lover, who wanted to see the Bachmann Class 24 with sound. So that's where the noise is coming from. 10 mixed wagons and a brake at the back. So I've gone for a real mixture. I've got some open wagons, some vans, there's a tanker on there, and also a horse box, which is not something I do very often. So Mega Train Lover, thank you so much. Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who continues to send in awesome super chats, thank you very much. You wanted the DJM 1361, that's the grey one, with Annie and Clarabelle, and the hideous 1361 on a flatbed, which is where it's best to be because it's not a great runner, and a brake van on the back. So Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, thank you very much for that one. And then David Molin came up with a very creative one. I like this a lot. David wanted to see Duck with 2 open wagons and my N-scale pannier tank and also my N-scale towed brake van riding along behind them. So it's not very often that you can run N-gauge trains on 00 gauge track, but here I found a way to do it. Well, actually David found a way to do it. So to David, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 and Mega Train Lover, thank you so much for those awesome requests. Up next, we have another sound request from XRCon42. You wanted to see Maud with some mixed freight and also multiple brake fans. XRCon42 also wanted to hear some locos that we need in the hobby. Well, I'm all for the unusual ones. I quite fancy a Great Bear. I'd also like some more pre-grouping locos with odd wheel configurations, so that would be my pick. On the middle line, we have a request from Samuel's Locos, which sounds like a different way of saying Sam's Trains, but it isn't. Samuel's Locos wanted to see 47593 and another 47, top and tailing with some blood and custards. Apparently Samuel saw this on a rail tour back in September, so hopefully this is something similar to what you saw. Thank you so much for your request. And then ECD Railroad wanted to see Alton Hall and City of Truro back to back. That's quite interesting. Not necessarily at opposite ends of the train either, with a passenger train, and apparently last week's stream was their first. So a massive welcome to the live streams, ECD Railroad. I hope you really enjoyed that first live stream. So there you go, those were for ECD Railroad, Samuel's Locos and XRCon42. Up next, Trainboy wanted to see Percy and Thomas do some shunting for Toby, Duck and Oliver. I think maybe he wanted a full sort of shunting video with it, but these requests are just for a quick run. But I can certainly do some shunting, so Percy's got some freight and he's going to back up if he can. Cheers, Percy. Wake up into the sidings gently. And Percy needs to push the train all the way back. Cheers, Percy, appreciate that. Now Thomas can come and take the train away, so we'll open the points. And then I guess the train's ready for the others to come and pick up. Thomas is going to take it off, I think, to one of the stations. So there we go. Thank you very much, Train Boy. And I hope you like seeing Thomas and Percy do a little bit of shunting together. Up next we have Dan the Man with the Pants, which is an incredible username, who wanted to see Douglas at the front of a train with some flatbeds with the Hornby and Bachman Bill and Ben on them. So I've got both of my Bachman ones on there. I've only got one Hornby one, so it's only 3, but there you go. And then Donald at the back. So Dan the Man with the Pants, awesome username, and thank you so much for the request. And then we have my favourite request from last week, which was XRCons42 Johnson 1P with the LMS compound. So love that combination. 2 incredibly gorgeous locos with some very attractive coaches as well. So to XRCon42, Dan the Man with the Pants and Train Boy, thank you so much for those requests. Up next we have a request from XRCon42 who wants to see the Dapol Terrier, some Egg Vans and Bullman go at high speed on the outside line. Now I've done a little work to this terrier recently, in fact it didn't work up until fairly recently, so hopefully it will be able to do this without derailing, but I guess we need to find out. Here it comes, so far so good. I don't think I've ever done this at quite such a speed before. Oh. Oh dear. But oh my goodness, the terrier continues. Oh no, oh no! No, I think what happened there is best left to the imagination. Not really. Oh my gosh! Well, that was a dull end, wasn't it? Oh dear. And on the middle line, here comes a request from Adam Rushton, who wanted to see Earlstoke Manor, that's the Acura scale one, with the Laureate Y by Rapido and a 5-plank wagon. I don't know if you just wanted 1, so I put 4 on for you. But Adam, thank you very much for that request and for your kind words last week as well. Shh everybody, we need to be quiet. The Helgen 1361 is trying to defuse the TNT wagon and we don't want it to blow up. Oh yeah, this is a request from J&W Studios. Thank you J&W. Let's be quiet while the 1361 works. No! Let's go back live. Oh, goodness me, another narrow, scrapingly avoiding death. I don't know what any of that means, but I feel very lucky to still be living and breathing. Ready to do the final requests of the day, which are from Sideways 66779 on the middle line to start with. Don't know why I did that, but we did. Who wanted the 68 with some Intercity and some Swallow coaches, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they'll stay coupled. Then we have Caleb, who wanted to see the D-Class with a blue 4-wheel coach, a 4-wheel van in yellow, and the LSWR brake van, so there you go. And then J&W with the 1P Sleeper Train Rail Tour, looking lovely. Let's get that going. D-Class struggling, as it always does when it runs from cold. Let's see if we can get that to go around the track. There's the first 2 trains, looking good. Got the D-Class on the way. Oh, very, very slowly. We'll catch up with that in a moment. 68 and the 1P is going to catch up with that in a minute, probably. Where's the 1P? Oh yes, making good pace there. I'll have to do something about that clear cable, aren't I? Right, where's that D-Class? Oh, it seems to have picked up some speed. I think that camera's frozen again, for goodness sake. Technical difficulties tonight, crikey. But there we go, yeah, D-Class recovered. And it's a shame about that, because it's just not a great runner, but it is a great looking model. But there we go. Right, folks, I'm going to go through and thank all of you wonderful super chatters and also pick my favourite of tonight's requests so that I can send you your choice of Oxford wagon. I'm not kidding, I'm going to make sure every episode I've got something new from Oxford to give to the best requesters. Oh, blimey. So, a massive thank you to Co-Captain Blues Gaming. If any of these people sent in requests that you haven't seen done, then tune into next week's stream, which is going to be on Friday again, and I'll do them for you. And I'm going to go through and read all of these later on, so thank you. Co-Captain Blues Gaming, William Town, Kelly Ashford Trains, Terence Priestley, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 many times, thank you to you. Beaglington-on-Sea, Ed's Trains and Games, ECD Railroad, Sodor Dandaman, Trainboy, Carl Ikonen, GGS Railways, David Mattox, XRCon42, Robert Sparks. Wow, Robert Sparks, I only just spotted that one. That is so very generous of you. I really do appreciate this support, folks. Yeah, you guys doing this, it means that it's possible for me to do what I absolutely love more than anything else in the world for a living, and I am super grateful for that, folks. Thank you. Sideways 66779 again, Co-Captain Blue again, Caleb Chan, Hendrick again, J&W Studios, William Town, Co-Captain Blues Gaming, Al's Yard, thank you very much, Al's Yard, lovely to see you. Mayo Hosco, lovely to see you as well. George Botterini, likewise to you. Thomas Hoy, thank you very much. He said your videos are always amazing, very informative and very enjoyable to watch. Even more when I'm more of an age modular, the double stuff, the 00 stuff, I guess, is great to watch as well. Keep doing what you do. Please could you run a pug? Sure, Thomas. Thank you very, very much. I will run a pug next week for you. No problem. And Caleb Chan again. Right, well, I think I'm going to have to pick someone here, and it's quite tricky this week because there's a lot of good stuff. Trying to pick someone I've not chosen before as well, so I have been enjoying the Thomas and Friends requests. So I think we'll go with Trainboy. So thank you very much, Trainboy. You now have to email me at samstrains@outlook.com with your delivery address and let me know which of the Oxford wagons you would like. You're allowed to pick one. You can have the brake van, you can have the North British open wagon, or the colourful Ricket wagon. So congratulations, thank you for your support, and yeah, let me know which one you would like to see. Other than that, folks, next week, obviously, well, next up, I shouldn't say next week because the week's only halfway through at the moment, but I've got my Warley video at 5:30 on Friday, so tune in for that. A Loco review on Saturday night, so I'm still doing the Saturday video. On Monday, I've got my limited edition Christmas product, which is going to be revealed and launched, so stay tuned for that. That one might sell out quickly again if it's like the others. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. And then I've got another Loco review to come out on Wednesday. So lots coming up. Next stream will be next Friday. So we're into December, so we're going to have some Christmas music on. And thank you all so much again for your support, and I'll see you next week. Alright, cheers folks. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Yes, of course. It looks like I've lost my mind. Let's have it back on just for now. Oh, look at that. That was some interesting glitch. That's it. Thanks, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. And yeah, nobody post that on out of context or anything. Actually do. It was quite fun. All right. Have a good week. See you. Hey folks, thank you all very, very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam's Trains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very, very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support, folks, and take care of yourselves.